Hi, it's the last day in March and it is very, very windy, so I apologise for the quality of the audio, but I've never shown you this little patch at the front of our garden, and it always looks so pretty in the spring. We have some wonderful treasures in the grass this year. Morel mushrooms. There are 4 of them. Last year they were right at the back. It's gorgeous to see the bright yellow of the forsythia. Even on a day like today, it looks like the sun's out when you look at it. And the plants think it's spring. Our little cherry tree. We have a new addition to the garden in memory of my father-in-law. All the currant bushes are saying, springtime. Kale is growing nicely. The dead hedge has even more in it now. There are little buds everywhere. And we've been having a bit of a tidy up. But the only plant that we're removing from the beds is grass. Oh, there may be a few stinging nettles that have come out as well. But grass is the most invasive weed in our garden. And we allow these wildflowers to grow and spread where they're not interfering with any other plants, or they're just keeping the ground covered, which is so good, so important for the soil. I have cut down a lot of, I've cut down the fennel that was in there, but I haven't touched the hollyhocks yet because they've still got seeds on them and I still see the birds feeding on the seeds. I have a nice crop of daylilies there. I was picking them while they were tiny. Taste a little bit like asparagus when you pick the shoots. Now they're a bit too big and I will wait until the flowers arrive. The quince. We moved a couple of plants, and in doing so dug up some self-seeded lettuce, which now have their own little space in the garden. And we believe all these green shoots here that are coming up are baby teasels. So it'll be interesting to see what this patch looks like later on. I expect we'll have to take some of them out. But these patches a couple of years ago were just bark, were just bare spaces, and they're really beginning to fill up. And plants are self-seeding. This is I can't remember, it might be a Turkish mustard or something that was over there last year. But obviously the seeds have fallen down here. We have a nice plant coming up already. We have flowers on here. We don't actually know what this is, but it has established itself at long last. For a while it was just a stick, as many things are. I've cut down the raspberries here. There's more kale growing in the background. The daffodils and the apple tree have been beautiful. Well, it's windy. I hope you can hear this. I'm taking you to the pond. I'm not sure you're going to be able to see, but we do have tadpoles. Tiny, tiny, tiny tadpoles. It's even hard for me to see, but in here was a ball of frog spawn, and today I noticed that they were just turning into little wriggly black lines, but I'm sorry, there's too much reflection for you to see them. You'll see them when they're larger. And I love these, the cowslips, and they love our garden, which is fantastic because I've been using the dried flowers in herbal teas all winter. They're tasty, they're pretty, they spread, they fill in spaces. Now we were going to put a greenhouse on here, so last year we'd sort of made the patch a lot smaller and didn't really do much with it. But we have another piece of land which we might be able to put a polytunnel up on perhaps next year, so we're not going to grow a greenhouse, build a greenhouse, so we're going to hopefully put some nice flowers in here. Definitely want more flowers in the garden this year. We spent a lot of effort on finding plants that are ground cover and edible plants and edible flowers. So this year we just want colour, along with everything else that we've got. We've just collected more raspberry plants from a friend. Some of these are going to go into our new patch. I will put a couple around the garden because they're a different variety to the ones we already have. And variety is the spice of life. The polytunnel has radishes and carrots coming up, and little salad greens. It also has lots of sown seeds coming. Some of them are starting to come up already. Some of them are waiting until they start coming up before I take the cardboard off. I did put the rosemary and this pretty little flower outside, and then it decided to get cold, so I brought them back in. It's what this time of the year is like. One day hot, next day cold, one day dry and sunny, next day wet and windy, although the wet hasn't arrived. We found some more bark in the forest and have barked a bit more of this pathway. It's really thick. Let me show you. It's really thick bark. Perfect for pathway, not perfect to put down where you want to grow plants. I leave stinging nettles around here. This is my stinging nettle crop area. I've already had some in a soup, absolutely delicious. Sort of make a green garden soup creamy in some ways. We'll put some more bark here as well, and very happy to say that the rhubarb is growing well again. Even underneath here, there's rhubarb growing. our bee hedge is beginning to bloom. It's so slow growing here, but we're getting there. They are bigger than when we first put them in. We're going to do something different with this patch this year. Keep changing our minds. We'll find something that likes to live there. We've moved an acer that was round by the woodpile. Very unhappy there. So we've moved it here in the hopes that it will be happier and healthier. Sometimes you just have to do a bit of trial and error. Also moved this, which is a red chokeberry next to the black chokeberry. The black chokeberry seems to do very well here. This red chokeberry was doing nothing further down the garden, so we just swap things around, give them a bit of water, give them a bit of food, and hope that they can settle their roots in their new home. Let's go across this way, so we're walking a different way. I hope you can hear the birds. I don't know whether you saw our new, I might have shown you last month, our new sunflower seed feeder. Blue tits love it, and they actually sit and wait on these little ladder as it goes up. Bits of fun. More cowslips. More yummy, yummy tea. There is a promise. There's a promise of fruit. There's a promise of leeks. These are the perennial leeks, which you just cut off. You don't pull them out and then they regrow, which has started to happen here. I cut one, it's starting to regrow. They are very, very tasty. And as you can see, there are lots more coming up all around. There's one of the successful perennial plants. They're all over here as well, in with the pinks. And on that side, in fact, we have onions and wild garlic and chives all over the place. So that's it. This stormy day. We'll see you at the end of April. Thank you very much for watching.